We're going to play around with this JOYO Jam Buddy 2 today. You can see I'm on the couch with both of the cats. It's actually very rare that both of them chill out like this, so we'll see how much I can annoy them. This is just a variation on my Kitchen Jam series. Maybe we'll call it Cat Jams. But this is a very interesting little practice solution, very affordable. I think these are about $99 US in various places. You've got a built-in pair of speakers on here. You've got built-in amp modeling. There's a pretty limited set of amp models in there. I think you've got like a JCM 800, a Recto, some Fenders, and 5150 variations, but what more do you really want out of life? There's a built-in drum machine, a wireless Bluetooth connection, so if you want to play backing tracks through this, you could. It also supports USB on-the-go recording. It has a direct out over here, and there's a headphone jack, a line in and a line out, as well as a little charging cable on the side. But I think the big appeal of this is like you can just plug your guitar in like I have here. You can be sitting on the couch, hanging out with your cats, built-in speakers, built-in drum machine, and just kind of jam out on it. So let's just start by taking a look at, I guess, the operation on here. You have these foot switches, right? So it's kind of designed like a 3-channel amp. So you press this one to toggle between your rhythm sound and your drive sounds. And then when you press this one, you can sort of go between your drive sound and your lead sound on there. So 3 different stages of gain. And I like very simple on and off switch over there. I'm just going to turn it on. It takes about this long to load up. When you put it here, you're just going to hear the in the room sound. I've got the volume cranked up at the moment. So the default is this JCM 800. We've got the low mode, then the high mode, then the high mode with an overdrive in front of it. This is my Chilia Renegade, just on the bridge pickup. That already sounds really good, right? It's not the world's most amazing guitar sound, like playing through a bunch of cranked 4x12s, but for something like this, it feels pretty good to play. It's nice and immediate on there, plenty of saturation, which I like. So there's a couple of different built-in effects over here. I've got control over the reverb. Let's just turn the mix down a little bit. Let's turn the delay mix up a bit on here. These knobs are little push encoders on here. So if you can kind of see right there, if I push them, I can get various parameters to select between. The amp knob works the same way. There's a built-in drum machine that I can turn on. We'll hear that a little bit later on there, but what I want to do is add some delay. You've got a selection between a digital and an analog delay. Let's just go digital. So I've got the mix at 30%, I've got the time at 50%, and the feedback at 10%. I like that. Let's maybe try the analog delay model on there just for something different. Okay, I like that. It's darker sounding. I think I can also select between different reverbs. We've got church and we've got hall. Let's just try hall. And there's even some modulation. I think I've got a chorus, a phaser, a tremolo, and a vibrato in there. Let's just add a little bit of chorus to this one. The little Bluetooth button on here, I should be able to pair it with my phone, so it's showed up with Jam Buddy 2. Let's pair with the Jam Buddy, and I'll just play a backing track from my YouTube channel. Let's do that. This one is called, this is an old one, Soulful and Psychedelic Guitar Backing Track in G minor by me. All right, am I going to get an ad? I'm going to get an ad. let's say I want to jam out to some drum loops on this. I can press this encoder here. All right, I've got something. I can change the tempo on there. I can change the rhythm type and the overall volume. Been using the JCM 800 so far for all of this, but if you press this bottom right encoder, you can get access to different amp models. There is a dual rectifier, a boosted dual rectifier, a 5153 with EL34s, a boosted version of that, and the 6L6 5150, also a boosted option on there. I guess the idea would be you could have, say, your drive mode as the unboosted amp and your lead mode as the boosted amp on there. Then we've got a couple of different Fender models. Let's try that boosted 5153 with 6L6s. I'm keen to hear this. We've come a long way since the humble days of the Zoom 707 that I learned to play guitar on with headphones. This may not be the most compact unit out there, but I feel like there's always a trade-off between stuff being super compact and actually the speakers being slightly bigger than a pair of bumblebees on there. And I think the built-in speakers sound pretty decent. I really like that JCM 800 model in there. I kind of plugged this in and I was like, yeah, this is what I want from something that's called a jam buddy. I don't really want to spend a whole lot of time tweaking. I just want to go, can I get something resembling a clean sound or a crunch sound? Yes. Can I press a button to magically turn into a lead sound? There's built-in effects. There's a relatively easy way to tweak this with the press buttons on there. I think the thing to consider with this is it worth paying the entry price for this, or is it worth paying slightly more to get, say, like a desktop style amp, or even to get a little modeler? I think if you wanted something specifically dedicated to headphones, it might be worth going that way. But if you want something that, yeah, you can just plug a guitar into, this would be a really good little backstage amp or something like that. And as you can see, my cats have remained a pair of croissants on here. So it's not like ear-splittingly loud or anything like that, which makes it pretty good for practice on there. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Big thank you to JOYO for sending me this so I can make a bunch of noise on here. I might play you all out again with that little backing track on there where it picks up. If you want to support what I'm doing and you want to get a bunch of free stuff, or you want to get some blocks or join the Patreon, it's all linked in the video description. Have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one.